All right, Middle-Aged White Guy Reacts back again today with another video for you. And in today's video, we are going to go back to some Ren. Now, I know you guys have been asking for Money Game Part 1 and Part 2. I know, okay? And that's what I planned on doing. But I opened his page, and he has a new song out. We have to do the new one, all right? We have to help get this new one out into the public, right? Just doing our part here. So this is Bittersweet Symphony, the Verve retake. Now, when I saw that, I was really excited. I'm like, oh my God, I love the Verve. Freshman was an amazing song. Did you catch that? I love the Verve. Freshman is an amazing song. Well, while both things are true, the Freshman was made by the Verve Pipe, not the Verve. Two different bands. Two absolutely different bands. So I love the Freshman by the Verve Pipe. But I also like Bittersweet Symphony by the Verve, and they had another couple of songs back in the day. I can't quite remember the names of them off the top of my head. Something about drugs and something else. So they had some good songs back in the day. I like the Verve. I like the Verve Pipe too, though. I like Bittersweet Symphony. I really like the Freshman. But, you know, what are you going to do? Anyway, we're going to do Bittersweet Symphony, the Verve retake by Ren. Without further ado, let's just get right into it.
I've got dirt on my Reeboks from staying up all night. Spend my last £10 on this pack of Marlboro Lights.
10 pounds? 10 pounds? Like, the pound and the dollar are almost the same, right? I think they're close. They're close in value to each other. Give or take a little bit, depending on, you know, the markets. So let's just say they're equivalent. Let's just say, like, that's the equivalent of $10 US. Like, that's insanity for a pack of smokes. Insane. When I was young, it was $1.90 for a pack of Marlboro Reds. And me and my buddy, we weren't even 18 yet, all right? We were like 16. We'd be going through couch cushions at home, you know, grabbing some change from the change jar. We would gather like $2 in quarters. We'd ride our bicycles up to the convenience store by my buddy's house, and we'd wait outside. And we'd wait for somebody cool looking. Okay, they had to be old enough looking to be over 18, but young enough looking that they weren't going to tell us no, basically. So, yeah, we'd hang out there for a half an hour. Eventually, we'd find somebody who would buy us a pack of smokes. So, you know, everybody would walk by, hey, can you go and buy a pack of Marlboro Reds? So they would eventually, and we'd have them for $1.90 for the change that we could find in our couch cushion. Ain't no freaking way you're finding $10 in change in a couch cushion nowadays, though. Those days are long freaking gone. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. $10 for a pack of smokes.
From staying up all night, spend my last £10 on this pack of Marlboro Lights. I phoned up Stevie, I said, gee, you alright? He said, it's 6 in the morning, brother, get some shut-eye. Feel a sense of well-being this time in the morning. Wear my heart out of my hoodie while the city is snoring. Drunks falling off the sidewalks get issued a warning. Distant sirens, they crescendo like a symphony calling. This is the Britain I know.
Okay. So early on, you know, hey, he's woken up early. It's 6 in the morning or whatever. You know, he's up and he's getting ready to start his day. The city is still sleeping. The drunks are still stumbling around outside, getting ticketed for public intox and stuff. Like, the night hasn't even essentially ended officially yet. There's still all the goings on that go on in the middle of the night. He's already up. He's getting ready to start his day here. Okay.
Issued a warning. Distant sirens, they crescendo like a symphony calling. This is the Britain I know. This is the Britain I love. There's poetry inside this city if you listen enough. Working class casualties out on the street sleep rough, while a mother with her baby takes her pram to the pub. While she's knocking them.
Okay, hold on. Like, he does these one take live, right? Like, does he do every video like that, or is it just those specific ones that I've already reacted to? Because I know Jenny, the Tale of Jenny and Screech was one take, and High Ren was one take. If this is one take, he has to set a little bit of this up, though, right? Obviously, there's no way that he was just happened to be walking next to a baby right when that lyric came. That's still funny, though. That's funny.
I love. There's poetry inside this city if you listen enough. Working class casualties out on the street sleep rough, while a mother with her baby takes her pram to the pub. And while she's knocking them down, the cost of living goes up. I can't relate to politicians with their head in the mud. I resonate with messy.
Okay, so the mom's in, and it takes the baby to the pub. She's knocking him down. The cost of living's going up. All right. And he says something about politicians with their head in the mud. Hold on.
Living goes up. I can't relate to politicians with their head in the mud.
I can't relate to politicians with their head in the mud. And ain't that the damn truth? All right, and it how far do I want to go with this? Not very. Let's keep this brief. If they act like they don't know about a problem, if they act like there isn't a problem, then it's nothing they have to address, right? So what do? Stick their head in the sand, put their head in the mud, close their eyes, whatever, act like it's not there. They know it's there. They do absolutely know it's there, but if they never acknowledge it, they never have to deal with it, and they have plausible deniability. Also, so you can look at it from that perspective, like they're putting their head in the mud, just acting like all these problems aren't there. But also, they're living in a totally different society than you. They don't go through the struggles that you go through. They don't see how their policies affect the people. So they never have to experience what their ideology and what their laws do to the regular, everyday, common man. And without getting further in, because like I can go on and on and on about politics, we'll just leave it there. But yes, they aren't your friends. They don't have your best interest in heart. They're just there to enrich themselves, their family, and their friends. That's it. That's what a politician is, and it's what they do.
Knocking them down, the cost of living goes up. I can't relate to politicians with their head in the mud. I resonate with messy Fridays with the boy smoking bud. We do our bit to numb the struggle, as below so above, and as above so below. Here in the city we glow. I blow a smoke ring up to heaven and it makes a halo. And then the clock strikes 7, guess it's time to head home. My companion is the city, so I'm never alone. I'm stepping in and out of gaps of the pavement cracks, and if I go to sleep now, that's an anticlimax.
Okay. So you notice how he's setting this up? He's telling you like everything that he loves about his city. This is the Britain he loves, or the London or Britain, whatever he said. He is showing all the parts of the city. He is talking about the good things that he likes and the bad. Like he's dipping in and out of cracks, right, in the pavement. The mom's taking the baby, to the pub, and the cost of living's going up. He spent $10 for a pack of smokes, but, he loves the city for the city. He doesn't just love the good parts of the city. He is looking at it as a whole, like it's a living being with its faults and its, and its good qualities as well. He's taking the whole picture in. This is what's going on. This is my city. These are the good things. These are the parts that are kind of messed up. He loves it though. Okay. He has pride for where he's from, regardless of its city's flaws. Beautiful, man.
And out of gaps of the pavement cracks, and if I go to sleep now, that's an anticlimax. People rise for work and the sun mirrors that. A perfect juxtaposition for those out on the lash. Bear with me. It's beautiful.
People rise from work and the sun mirrors that, or something like that, or sun mimics that, or whatever he said. As the sun's rising, people are waking up and like just following the sun. Okay, you're waking up now. It's time to get ready for your day. You're trying to go to work for the rest of the, for your 9 to 5 or whatever it is. That was clever. I like that.
A perfect juxtaposition for those out on the lash. Yes. Bear with me. It's beautiful.
Think about it. It is a perfect juxtaposition because a lot of us, with those types of 9 to 5, I worked at a point. I worked like 10 to 7:30 at night. 10 in the morning, 7:30 at night. So, you're getting up, you're starting your day as the sun's coming up, and you're getting up and you're going off to work. And as the sun peaks and then starts setting at the end of the day, now you're on your ride home and you're getting home. It is dark. You have to do the dinner and the bedtimes, and then you go to sleep and you get up and you do it again the next day. That is a perfect juxtaposition. That's kind of how some of it works, especially when you're in those 40, 50, 60 hour a week jobs.
Mirrors that a perfect juxtaposition for those out on the lash. Bear with me, it's beautiful. I think it's irrefutable. There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, indisputable.
See, yes, yes. There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, or whatever. How do you say that?
I think it's irrefutable. There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, indisputable.
There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, and that's what he's showing you. He's showing you all these contradictions. He's like, this is good. This is, this happens. This goes on. This is, yeah, and it's like, even with all its faults, it's still beautiful to him. This is still where he's from. This is who he is. This is a city that represents him, and he loves it. It's almost like unconditional love for like a child or something like that, right? No matter how, what their faults are, you still love them the same. You accept all of them and not just the good side, right?
I think it's irrefutable. There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, indisputable. Junkie in the cubicle, that old spoon is usable. His mother's in the black suit, crying up.
Oh, junkie in a cubicle, that old spoon is usable. Hold on.
It's beautiful, I think it's irrefutable. There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, indisputable. Junkie in the cubicle, that old spoon is usable. His mother's in the black suit, crying at a funeral. 9 to 5 crucible, this route is not commutable. A kid falls off the tracks and then he serves a scratch at juvenile.
Oh, man. All right. Okay, now he's like, getting tricky here. Okay, so junkie in a cubicle, that old spoon is usable. All right, so this could be a junkie who has recovered, has went off to work in a cubicle, got his 9 to 5. That old spoon, instead of using it, like a junkie would use it, hey, we could just put that away. We could just use it for its normal use. Or junkie in a cubicle, like you are obsessed with work, right? You are addicted to your job. And, eventually this ends up with the mother at her son's funeral, or daughter's, or whoever's. It kind of can be either one of those. Like the junkie, there's their plot in life right there, or the workaholic. All right, that's nice. I like that. Now let's go. There's more.
His mother's in the black suit, crying at a funeral. 9 to 5 crucible. This route is not commutable. A kid falls off the tracks and then he serves a scratch at juvenile.
The kid falls off the tracks and then he serves a stretch at juvenile. Okay. And that's how a lot of like kids at a young age get introduced to, what's the word? The institution, right? That's how you start to become institutionalized. You make a mistake as a youth, they put you in juvenile. Now you're in there with a bunch of other bad influences, right? Teach you some things. You go out. Now you're in the system. The next time you get busted for anything little, you're going to go right back there. That's going to follow you into an adulthood and sets you up for a life of incarceration. Like my oldest son, like I've had this talk with him. It's not that he's not a bad kid, but he did something the one time and it was a mistake and it wasn't anything that was going to get him in trouble. But if you looked at it from a certain light, it could have ended up that way. And I had to explain to him, like, this is not a path that you want to go down, right? This is definitely not, because here's what happens. Once you're here, you go right back there, you come right back, and now you're an adult, and then this and this and this, and then pretty soon you've spent, a decade in and out of jails or something like that, for one mistake you made as a child. Now, that is not excusing people who actually legitimately are bad people and who deserve to be in and out of prison. But there are definitely cases where you made one mistake, you get kind of typecast as you are this, and now every time you have an interaction after that, and it's unfortunate because, whereas when I was a kid, I didn't have any records. And so anytime I got caught doing something, police gave me the benefit of the doubt, right? And I was able to get by without ever getting into any real trouble. But I did plenty that should have had me in and out of juveniles. I just didn't ever get busted. So, if I would have gotten busted one time, though, all the other little things that happened probably would have sent me right back there. All right.
crucible, this route is not commutable. A kid falls off the tracks and then he serves a scratch at juvenile. Libby's at the Dolies, but her disposition's humourful, while Davy's at the bookies and his mates call him delusional. Britain, drink it down and moan about the weather when the sun starts shining, feel the factor 10 tremor. Boys will be in it together until the fists start flying like Conor McGregor, and then he's down.
Oh, God.
I think he took
The fists start flying like Conor McGregor. There we go.
until the fists start flying like they're Conor McGregor, and then he's out. I think he took it too far. I think the boy saw red. I think he hit him too hard. Now he's face down on the pavement with the face full of tar. Mad how small altercations can define who we are. That's my cue. I guess it's time to head home. It's bittersweet how my high found its way to below. And I've said it once before, as above so below. Living on the streets of Britain, you just go with the flow. But I'm done. I'm out for the night. As the sun paints the pavements, I'll turn out the light. White noise on the radio to quiet my mind. Always was an overthinker, just the way I'm designed. Britain, drink it down and moan about the weather. When it's all said and done, we'll be in it all together. Boys, we'll be like you forever. It's a bittersweet symphony, we're birds of a feather.
Damn, man, there you go. Nice. So yeah, he's saying, hey, man, this is Britain. These are all the problems we have. You know, but we're all sitting here moaning about the weather, Britain's weather, and the shitty day it is, but we're all sitting here doing it together. This is how we, are glued together in this society, basically, right? You know, we all experience the same things and bitch about the same things and have to deal with the same issues. And, you know, as long as we could do it together, we'll be A-okay. I like it. That's a good song. It's a damn good song. Yeah, just a nice little homage to where he's from. But that'll do it. That'll be the reaction. The next ones we'll do will probably be Money Game. All right, so keep an eye out for that. Give me a couple of days here. But that'll do it. That'll be the reaction. Middle-aged white guy is out. Peace.